Okay, so today we are talking about friendship and my take on it. Remember, all this stuff is just you hanging out with me. I'm not a scholar, therapist, or any of those things. I'm just, a lady that gets on here and talks to people and helps and heals and does a whole bunch of other stuff. So I don't claim to be anything or nothing. So I am Mrs. Nobody. But anyway, um, I was sitting here and I was thinking, I was sitting and thinking, and I was seeing, this is how I know what topics they want me to talk about. I start seeing different things and I'm just like, huh. And I went back to a memory. Um, Always remember you go back to memories to heal it or understand it or both. So I went back to a memory. And I remember last year sometime, I was obsessed, like completely obsessed with wanting to do a handstand, right? I wanted to do a handstand. Don't ask me why. I'm still obsessed about it, but not as bad as I was last year. So I was hanging out with this person and she knew how much I wanted to do a handstand, knew how much I wanted to do a handstand. So then we were hanging out one day at the gym and she just out of the blue randomly did a handstand or did a like a headstand handstand type thing. And I was just like, holy shit, you can do that? And she was like, yeah. And I was just like, okay. And it didn't dawn on me. This weird how things don't dawn on you until like years later. Her and I are no longer friends or connected or anything, but and I'm about to show you why. So when I was sitting here and I was thinking, I was just like, when a person is your person, because it seems like that's what we're talking about this go round. Talk about your person. When this person is your friend, and everyone has different definitions of what a friend's job description is, and I'm assuming it depends on how close you are to that person or what that person's assignment is in your life, right? Because I feel like the people that you're friends with, you're usually their assignment and they're usually your assignment. So I digress. So when she did it, I was just like, oh, shoot. And I made a big deal about it because I thought it was cool, you know? And she never taught me how to do it. So I was sitting here and I don't know, obviously, because they wanted me to make a video about friendship. So I sat here and I was just thinking about it and it just crossed my mind like a movie. And I was watching the movie and I was just like, but I was watching the movie from outside myself. Does that make sense? A lot of these memories that we're having is because there's certain things that needs to be talked about, there's certain things that need to be understood, and there's certain things that need to be healed. That is why your past comes back. Those three things is something to talk about and be like, okay, this happened, something that needs to be healed, and something that just needs to be kind of like brought up and shown, like you need to see this, like this is what it is and this is what happened, and you need to see it from an outside perspective, right? So I was watching it just now. I was watching the movie and I was just like, a real friend would have been like, dude, I know how to do a handstand. Let me teach you how to do a handstand. That let me teach you how I learned how to do a handstand. Not show you that they can do it, but then not teach you how to do it. It's kind of like a haha, see what I can do and you can't do it. I've had, and if you're watching me and watching my channel, you have had people secretly compete with you when you weren't even competing. I don't like competition. I don't, because I feel that there's no need for it. I feel like there's no need for competition because there's enough for all of us. There's enough for all of us. If we work together to cultivate something important, things will go a lot smoother. But this one's trying to outdo this one. I'm just trying I'm just trying to outrun my laziness. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to outrun my laziness and be the me that I came here to be. That's it. I don't need to be you. I don't need to want to be you. If you have something or you've accomplished something that I want to accomplish, or that I feel that I want to accomplish, seeing that you've accomplished it gives me hope that I can do it too, because you're no better than I am. That's how I look at life. I look at life as in, huh, they did it doing this, that. Let me see their blueprint and then tweak the blueprint to model what I want and how I want to be. I've done that with a lot of the teachers that I've watched on television. That's how I know how to teach, because I've watched them and I've taken the meat and potatoes of it and what I gleaned off of it, and then I spun it into who I am and put my personality on it, right? But at no point in time, if I know how to do something and someone wants to know how to do it, am I going to go, no, I'm not say anything, and then just pop up and be like, guess what I can do, and then it's like, oh shoot, how did you do that? I don't know. That is like the grimiest shit. So if you have, this is for someone, I must be telling my business for someone specific. So if this is happening to you, yeah, that's not your person. That's not your person. You need a muscle test. Remember how I taught you how to muscle test? You need a muscle test to see if that's your person or not. Because if you have that feeling like, why does it feel like a competition? I'm not competing. That's not your person. That's your competition. You understand? And then the other type of friend is when something big happens around you, that's when they reach out to you. When something they heard and they want to see if they can get information from you, or you have the information friend that only calls you or texts you when they want information or want to be included in something, or is fishing for information. You have the information friend, right? And you just know that that's what they come for. They come for information. Then you have the friend that's just like a low-key fan, right? Those are the ones that want to always know what you're doing. Oh, how's everything going? Everything is going great. You always hear me go, everything is going great. Living a dream. And oh, well, they ask what you're working on and what you're doing. And sometimes you're so excited about it. I know for me, I am. You just tell them, and they're like, oh my God, but they never buy anything. They really don't support anything. They really don't really get involved in anything. Those are your neglectful fans. Like they like, oh shit, I remember. And they are waiting. I'm telling you what they're waiting for. They are waiting for you to get big. They're waiting for the rest of the world to be like, oh, she or he is on. Let's hit it. Because that's when it's going to be like, oh my God, yeah, I knew this was going to happen from the beginning. Yeah, but you never supported it. Like you didn't give me the fuel that I needed to move forward. But yeah, you sure did. You sure did, and it's like you have that. And then you have to know that, yeah, they can be battery chargers. They can, and when you need to be charged up without any actual output, just go to them. Because what I used to do is, if you weren't a real friend, like how I was a real friend, I would just cut you the hell off. Like you would not have access to me at all. And I realized that is not how it works. So you need friends that are just there to get information, because you need to learn how to say no. So they're in your life to teach you how to say no, and teach you how to conform and not conform, how to be, a confidant and secretive, especially if you're going to have clients and students. You have to know how to have people's information and keep it private. Like I have people's vital information. I have to keep it quiet. So you're going to have those type of friends just to test those boundaries, just to test that boundary. And they strengthen that muscle. It's like going to the gym. They strengthen that muscle. Even the people who pretend to be your friends and they're really not, and you accidentally, on purpose because of your spirit squad, catch them. You have to look at a person. I learned this. You have to look at a person when you're talking. Like, don't look at them the whole time that you're talking. Don't look at them, especially if you're talking in a circle in a group. I was talking in a circle. I'll tell you what happened. I was talking in a circle, and it just so happened to be a topic that I was really fluent on. So I was talking, and I was like, da, 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 and I was just being myself. I don't perform because I am not a performer. I am an actress, but I'm not a performer. So if I'm talking to you, like, this is literally me. And when I'm sad, I'm sad. When I'm happy, I'm happy. When I'm whatever, I'm whatever. You understand? So this is what you get. So this is how I was talking, and da, 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 and I'm half a Latina, so we talk with our hands. So I was there, and I messed around and looked at a person that my spirit team kept telling me, stay away from that person. They do not like you. If your team is telling you to stay away from someone they don't like you need to listen. You need to listen to muscle test. Are they right? And they'll tell you yes or no. Stay away from that person. So I was talking and I just looked at them. The look on their face when they were looking at me, and they didn't notice, it was like a split second, because the minute they noticed that I was looking at them, their face changed. It was insane. It was insane how that happened. And I looked at them, and they didn't expect me to look at them. And I looked at them, and their face, the look of disgust that was on their face made me go, oh, this bitch don't like me. Oh, you really don't like me. Oh, wow. And then I started to do it all the time. And I would see it. It was a pattern. And I was just like, oh, okay. So that's my tip. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Deuces. And I'm out. Click.